Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody this beautiful Tuesday? I am Evidential Medium Stacy Niedenthal, and this is Tuesday Talks at 10:30. This is the time where we all come together Tuesday mornings at 10:30, and we talk about things that maybe you're not comfortable in talking to other people about. Spirituality, intuition, grief. We talk about, oh my goodness, all different types of awakenings. I want to start first by welcoming all of you back if you've been here before, and if this is your first time here, welcome to the Connecting to Spirit family. Feel free to like and share this live with your friends and invite them to our community. So, I want to first start out with talking about events. I have a lot of events coming up. May 5th, we will be in Havre de Grace, Maryland at the State Theater, and I'm doing a platform reading to benefit the Agape Projects. And if you're not familiar with the Agape Project, it is run by Danny McGee, who is a local Belarian. He's from Bel Air, Maryland, and he helps out wherever help is needed. He went to Florida during the hurricane, and he went to North Carolina, and he has helped displaced families, and he did this big event for Christmas where he was able to get Christmas gifts for like 750 kids. So all of the ticket sales will be donated to the Agape Projects. There are still tickets available. Please come out and support Agape Projects. May 22nd, I will be doing a online class with a fellow medium, and you can sign up. All these events are on my website, connectingtospiritwithstacy.com. June 2nd through the 4th, I have privates in Bel Air, Maryland. The 3rd, we're doing an intimate group reading. 4th, we will be at Make Me Mine, where you're making a craft, which will be like a memorial for your loved one, and then we'll do a group reading afterwards. June 11th, I'm so excited for this. We are doing a past life regression at a wake spa here in Chambersburg in the Salt Cave. And then we'll be back on the 25th doing an intimate group reading. Let's see, the 30th, we are doing another past life regression at Gai Kong by Christine in Gettysburg. July 28th through 30th, privates in Bel Air, Maryland, intimate group reading on the 29th. The 30th, we will be at Haven in Havre de Grace for an intimate group reading. And then I'm back in Maryland August 11th through the 12th, private readings. The 11th, we'll be back at the Grazing Room. And then the 12th, it's an intimate group reading. I do have my calendar up for May and June. If you're looking for a private reading, just go to connectingtospiritwithstacy.com and either get tickets or schedule a reading. So that is my 30-second commercial. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, I see Denise is on. Everybody send love to Denise. She had yet another surgery. Number 24 on the 24th. So everybody send her love and healing. We're going to talk today about the chakra system. So if you are in the world of the woo, spiritual awakening, spiritual enlightenment, people will talk a lot about your chakras. Some people instantly know what your chakras are. Some people don't. So I thought we would break it down a little bit today. So we have 7 main chakras. There is the root chakra, which is the first chakra, which is at like the base of the pelvis. And this chakra, there's like mantras for each one. So this mantra is to have and to be here. So this is the one that keeps you balanced and present. And then the second chakra is kind of at the pelvic bone. And that color is orange. All of the chakras come, how do I say this? They represent different colors, different stones, different energies. So if you're working on specific chakras, you want to visualize these colors. So the second chakra is the sacral at the pelvic bone, orange. This is I feel or I want. And then we move up to the third chakra, which is like right at the belly button. And this is the solar plexus. This is yellow. This is to act, to do. The fourth chakra is the heart chakra, green. To be loved, to give love, to receive love. And then we have the throat chakra, which is blue, to speak and to be heard. Then we have the sixth chakra, which is the third eye, which is like an indigo or a dark blue, and this is to see. And then the seventh chakra is right at the crown, and this is called the crown chakra, and this is to know. So if you are walking in spiritual enlightenment, you want to check in with these chakras, because if one of them is blocked or overactive, you will have certain reactions. You will have certain, I don't want to say problems, but you'll have certain things that happen to you. So I want to break down the chakras and let you know how to know if they are blocked, if they're overactive, or if they're balanced. And then we're going to talk about stones and meditation. So let's start with the root chakra. We all want to be balanced. And the root is the one that gives you balance. So if your root chakra is balanced, you feel safe and secure and centered and happy. Right? If you're balanced, if you're in alignment. If it's blocked, you live in fear, or you're anxious, you're insecure. Maybe you're financially unstable. You don't feel grounded, so you feel a little bit wonky. If you've been feeling these things, it's time to unblock the root chakra and get balanced. Now, there's the other end of it. Maybe it's overactive. Maybe it's spinning too quickly. All these chakras spin in, to me, in clockwise positions. Some say counterclockwise. You can read, and you hear me say this 100 times, you can read 10 books on one subject and get 10 different answers. I'm really calling you to feel your intuition when it comes to this. You know your body better than anybody else. How does it feel? Are you fearful? Are you anxious? Are you financially unstable? Do you not feel grounded? Then maybe there's a block in the root chakra. And it's time to find out what that block is. Checking in to see when this happened. Well, I felt happy the other day, and now all of a sudden I'm fearful and I'm anxious and I'm this and I'm this. Maybe you've got a big event coming up that you feel unbalanced about or insecure about. Then there's the other end where it's overactive. So if your root chakra is spinning out of control, then maybe you feel a little bit greedy or jealous. You're power hungry. You're aggressive. Material things are super important to you. So to get grounded, you want to feel safe and secure, centered, and happy. So which end of the spectrum are you at? Are you blocked? Are you overactive? Or are you balanced? And I'm going to tell you how to call balance into these when we're finished. And then we move to the second chakra. And this is the sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra, let's say, that's to feel and to want. So this, if it is blocked, you may have a low libido. You have a fear of intimacy. All of a sudden, your creativity is kaput. So it is finding a way to go back to the time where this happened. If you are balanced, you're passionate, you're creative, you have a healthy libido, you're optimistic, and you're open. If it is overactive, you're over-emotional. Maybe people say you're too sensitive all the time. But being too sensitive could also mean you're connected to the universe and you just haven't learned how to maneuver it. If it is overactive, maybe you're fixated on sex. Maybe you are manipulative. And it's finding that balance. Then we move up to the solar plexus, this third chakra. If it is balanced, you are confident, you feel in control, you have personal power, you have drive, and you have a good self-image. So you're very confident in who you are. You like who you are, you're in control of who you are motivated to do the things that you need to do, you have good drive, you're constantly busy, you're setting goals, you're achieving goals. This is if you are balanced. If it is blocked, you have low self-esteem. You think very low of yourself. You feel powerless. You have this inferiority complex. So you feel less than. And remember, the sacral chakra is the I feel and I want. So if you're blocked, you don't know how you feel or you don't know what you want. If it is overactive, you're power hungry. You are domineering. You are very critical of others. Maybe you're manipulative. You know, this is where the, oh God, I can't even think what the word is now. Anyway, doesn't matter. But it's finding those balance. And then we come to the heart chakra. If you are in balance, you feel peaceful, you're loving, you're compassionate, you're tolerant, you're warm, and you're open. So you're approachable. You trust your heart. If it is blocked, you don't have very much empathy. You're bitter, you're hateful, you have trust issues, and you're intolerant. Sometimes I think my heart chakra is blocked because I can be very intolerant. I don't trust people very easily because I have been left down a lot of times. But it is calling that peaceful love to my heart to find that compassion. If your heart chakra is overactive, you're jealous, codependent, self-sacrificing, and you give too much. Does that sound like you? Where are you falling? Let me know. Let me know where you fall on these spectrums. And then we go to the throat chakra. If your throat chakra is balanced, you are confident and you express yourself well. You communicate well. You're creative. You're diplomatic. So you hear both sides of the story and you speak in the way that is fair to all. If it is blocked, you can't express yourself or you can't speak out. You're misunderstood. You're secretive. And you're not a good listener. Because all you want to do is talk. You want to be heard. If it is overactive, you are obnoxious. You're loud, you're critical, you gossip, you yell or you talk over people. You have very harsh words. Sound like you? Then you got the third eye. So, the third eye, when you are on your spiritual path, your third eye is what you want to open. This is what you want to be balanced. This is what creates you with connects you. There's my third chakra. This is what connects you to your imagination, to your intuitiveness, to clear thought, to see beyond the physical. So it's to see without seeing. And the third chakra is to see. So you have a better understanding of things. Maybe you can read between the lines. Maybe you know things are going to happen before they actually happen. If that third chakra is blocked, you have very poor judgment. You lack focus. You have no imagination. You can't see beyond the physical. It's black and white. There is no in between. If it is overactive, nightmares. How many have night terrors? I have them. I don't have them often, thank God. I don't have them as often as I used to. You could be delusional. You could hallucinate. Obsessive. See too many spirits. So if you are in the spiritual realm or you are awakening to your spiritual thought process, if you have an overactive third eye, it can be overwhelming. And I love how it says you see too many spirits. I have a lot of medium friends that tell me they stay open all the time. To me, that's nuts. Just my opinion. I would like to go out into this world and be just a normal human without having spirit talk to me. But there are some of those who want to go out and just be open and see, feel, and hear every single thing that's around them. To me, that's overwhelming. So, who is it? John Edwards. I watched an interview with him, and he said, you know, when I'm not channeling, I'm like Fort Knox. There is nobody getting into my energy. And I feel like that's how I want to be. And for the most part, I can be. But there are some times, you know, spirits just tapping on my door, and, you know, I have to speak. And then you have the crown chakra, the seventh chakra. And this is that purple color, and this is to know. So if it is balanced, you are strong and faithful. You have universal love. You're intelligent, you're aware, you're wise, and you're understanding. Now, when it comes to my crown chakra, I love how it says you have strong faith. And I know that no matter what happens, my path is protected. I just need to follow my path. And if I stay faithful in knowing that I'm protected, then guess what? I'm protected. If your crown is blocked, you may be going through depression. You may have learning difficulties. You're very weak in faith. You get angry at the divine, and you have brain fog. And then if it is overactive, you can be judgmental, you can be addicted to spirituality, and be ungrounded. So, addicted to spirituality. How many of you know of someone who is a medium or a spiritual healer that when you start to tell them something, they say, oh, I knew that. I knew you were going to say that. Oh, I already knew that. How many of you know someone that before they make a decision, no matter how small the decision is, I need to meditate and pray about it before I get an answer, before I answer you. Now, I do that. I meditate and I pray about big decisions. I ponder the fact. I have a dear friend of mine that always says, let's ponder this. But I'm not going to meditate and pray about what I'm going to order for dinner at a restaurant. I know of those who do. They're addicted to spirituality. They're afraid to eat the wrong thing, to make the wrong decision. If you had balance, you would have a strong faith and a universal love. You would be aware of wise decisions, and you would have an understanding. I want to go back to this balance, and I'm not gonna touch on this much, but I'm going to touch on it a little bit. Universal love. How many of you know someone who is in the spiritual community who is very outspoken and says, oh, I hate this person, I hate that person, I hate when this happens, I hate when that happens? That is not universal love. I've had several conversations with those in the spiritual community that if you send out hate, you receive hate. If you send out hate, that's what people around you, that's what you attract. So no matter how much you may disagree with something or someone, please do not say that you hate them. Please do not say that you can't wait for them to die. Please send them love and understanding that they may make the correct decisions at the appropriate time. Now, this can be difficult. I remember when my ex and I split up, and I was having some issues, and I talked to my pastor about it after I had married the love of my life, and he told me I needed to pray for this man. And I was like, what? So I remember like the Lord, I was told I needed to pray for him. Here's the prayer. Have at it. But after a while, I learned that I didn't wish this person any harm. I wanted good things for them. And I needed to pray healing around them so that they may find their way. Not only did I send healing energy to this person, but it helped me to heal as well. So if you want to stay balanced, your root chakra, you feel safe, secure, grounded, and happy. Your solar plexus, you're passionate, creative, a healthy libido, you're optimistic and you're open. Your solar plexus, you are confident, you feel in control of personal power, drive, and good self-image. Your heart chakra, you're peaceful, you're loving, compassionate, tolerant, and warm. Your throat chakra, you confidently express who you are. You communicate in a creative and loving way, and you're diplomatic. Your third eye, you're imaginative, you're intuitive, you have clear thought and vision, you see beyond the physical. And then your crown chakra, you have a strong faith, a universal love, you're intelligent, aware, wise, and understanding. Now, we can't be all of these things all of the time. my husband and I went down to the beach this weekend. And usually when we go somewhere, I always go to see a psychic or a medium. And there was one on the boardwalk. And she was pretty good. She really was. But she started to tell me how I had some blocks. And how there was some negative energy attached to me. And I was like, no. I'm in alignment. I'm not blocked. But then she talked about a specific situation. And I was like, oh, maybe there is a little bit of a block there. So I did my meditation to soothe and to align, and I'm working on alignment. So if you work with stone energy and you want to align your chakras, there are certain stones that you can use. Now, I say this to those of you who have already used stones. Grab your stones, charge them, and work with them. If you've never worked with stone energy, start with one stone. And I explain it in my shop. If you've never worked with stone energy and you have 14 stones in your hands, right? The communication can get misunderstood of what you're looking for. Just like if I'm communicating with you and it's one-on-one, I can hear you clearly, you can hear me clearly. If there's 3 of us, I can speak, you can speak, they can speak. It's still clear communication. If there's 4 stones, we can still communicate, but now we have to wait for that in, like the jump rope. 5 stones. And the more stones you have, the more noise there is, the more energy there is. So I suggest you start with 1 stone. So let's say you feel unbalanced and you want to work on your root chakra. Right? This is to be here, to be present. And think about the root chakra of a tree. The root of the tree stabilizes the tree. So if your roots are not in the ground, very deep, and a strong wind comes, what's going to happen to the tree? It's going to fall over. Right? So, if you are working on your root chakra and you want to meditate with a stone, fire agate, red jasper, and hematite are very good to use. So, with fire agate, good grief, there's that crown or that throat chakra again. Fire agate helps promote spiritual growth. It gives you courage and it gives you balance. So, if you are working on the root chakra and you want to promote your spiritual growth while being courageous about it, right, and feel balanced, that's very good to use. If you were overactive, it's going to give you balance. It's going to promote spiritual growth, but it's going to give you the courage to know what path to go on. It's going to slow things down. Red jasper promotes grounding. I always recommend red jasper. It gives you protection and vitality. And then hematite is protective. It's stabilizing. It clears the root chakra and gives you security. So, if your root chakra is overactive, hematite. Because it's going to clear your root chakra, it's going to stabilize your root chakra, and it's going to be protective. I would start with one of these stones. If you've worked with stones before, try all 3. And then we're going to go to the sacral, to feel, to want. A good stone to work with is citrine. And citrine gives you abundance and positivity, and it helps you to be creative. All right? So, sacral, to feel, to want. Abundance, positivity, creativity. Carnelian is courage, motivation, and self-esteem. Now, I'm a Leo. I very rarely work with carnelian. I don't need to be aggressive. And if I am working with carnelian, I am pairing it with amethyst, which calms things down. I am not going to use quartz, which is the amplifier. Got me? and then there is Moonstone. Moonstone enhances intuition. It gives you emotional balance. It fosters psychic abilities. So, if you want to feel your intuitiveness, if you want to have a better understanding of your psychic ability, Moonstone would work very well with that. It fosters psychic ability. So think about the word fosters. If you are a foster parent, you are helping the child until the parents get their stuff together. So Moonstone fosters the psychic ability until we embrace it. And then what it does is it gives us emotional balance, and it enhances our intuition. Moving up, solar plexus, to do, to act. All right. So you've got yellow citrine. This is the light maker, and I love that they call it the light maker. This is what brings light into your life. It makes you happy. It doesn't make you happy. It helps you to find happiness, to seek abundance. And then there's Christoburl, which I have never seen, and I'm going to be on the lookout for it. This gives you empathy and helps you with forgiveness. How many of you struggle with forgiveness? All right. And then there's Tiger Eye. Gives you clarity, focus, protection, and grounding. So you've got that grounding word again. So if you're using hematite, I'm going back to the root chakra. If you're using hematite to cleanse and clear your root chakra, and then you're using Moonstone to foster your psychic ability, Tiger Eye will give you clarity, focus, and protection and grounding. The heart chakra. To be loved, to show love, to receive love, to give love, to love. All right. So there is malachite. And the malachite is the stone of transformation. I always thought labradorite was the stone of transformation. They're saying malachite is. To me, malachite is the healer. It helps you to release emotions. So if your heart chakra is blocked, lack of empathy, bitter, hateful, trust issues, intolerant, malachite helps you to release that. If it is overactive, jealous, codependent, self-sacrificing, and you give too much, malachite, the healer, will help you to release that. Then there's emerald, and that promotes emotional healing. If you've gone through a trauma where your heart has been absolutely shattered, there was a quote that I heard a podcaster say that the deepest form of love starts where the heart breaks. Emerald helps to promote emotional healing, balance, and compassion. And then pink quartz, rose quartz, love, emotional healing, self-love, and forgiveness. Let's move to the throat chakra. All right? So this is to speak and to be heard. Are you that person that people talk over? Are you that person who listens to speak? Or are you the person who listens to listen, then to respond when it's applicable? So the throat chakra, turquoise. I always wear turquoise. Whoops. always wear turquoise. This is protection, healing, communication. Helps you to speak. Aquamarine. I just happen to have, hold on, in my pocket. I was going to pull it out first. Just happen to have aquamarine in my pocket. I've been working a lot with aquamarine lately. Gives you courage. It helps to clear the mind. Gives you inner peace. And enhances communication. If you have no inner peace, it's hard to communicate with other people. And then there's azurite. It unblocks. We're talking about the heart. It unblocks the third eye. Gives you intuition, inner vision, an intuitive mediator. I understand. Throat, intuitive mediator. Okay. And then we have the third eye, to see. And I like to say this is to see with my eyes closed. Because clarity comes when your eyes are closed? What do you see when your eyes are closed? So lapis lazuli is good for vision and self-awareness. It is also said to be the stone of the dreamer. Aquamarine. Did I just do that? No. Okay, amethyst. This is live, guys. So we're talking about the third eye. So amethyst is for that spiritual connection as well as protection. And amethyst is also calming and cooling. So if spirit is coming to you quickly, if your third eye is overactive and you're having nightmares, delusions, hallucinations, you're seeing too many spirits, maybe put some amethyst on your third eye. Slow it down. Okay? Put that intention into the stone energy. Put that intention out into the universe. Purple fluorite is for spirituality, dream recall, psychic awareness, balance, and intuition. So you see how these stones will work with the chakras? And depending on if the chakra is balanced, if it is blocked, or if it is overactive, there's a stone for that. Then you've got the crown chakra. Okay? This is to know, what am I receiving in a positive light? So diamond is great to work with. It is strength and purity and enlightenment. And then quartz is spiritual growth, process emotions. Quartz is also an amplifier. So if you're using any of these stones and you're pairing it with quartz, it's going to amplify it. And then gold, and that is for positivity, a high level of spiritual connection. So when you are connecting with your chakras and you feel that one is overactive or you feel that one is blocked, doing a meditation, holding this stone in your hand or in the areas of your chakras, pulling light into that stone and visualizing your chakra spinning at the rate that it's supposed to spin. I always put that in there. Allow my heart chakra to spin at the rate it's supposed to spin for me. Because we all have different personalities. We all have different experiences. And maybe somewhere down the line, my chakra is going to spin a little bit faster or a little bit slower depending on the situation. So, if you were doing a chakra meditation that all of the chakras would align, you could put a stone at your crown, you could put a stone on your third eye, a stone on your throat chakra, a stone on your heart chakra, your solar plexus, your sacral, and at your root. And then you're going to visualize white light, and then the white light, I know it sounds crazy, but then the white light, when it hits your crown chakra, you'll visualize purple. Third eye, this dark blue. Throat chakra, more of a green blue. Heart, green. Solar plexus, solar plexus, solar plexus, solar plexus. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Solar plexus, yellow. Sacral, orange. And root, red. The primary colors. And you want them all to spin together and all to stay in alignment. And when I'm doing a chakra balancing and I'm visualizing this and I'm putting my intention, so help me to receive the knowledge that I need. Help me to see the things that I need to see. Help me to speak in confidence and in love, connecting to the relationships needed with confidence while staying well grounded, and align. Just I do 3 aligns. So here's what you want to do. Here's what you can do. I shouldn't say you want to do. If you are looking at the chakras and you're working closely to connect with one of the chakras, put together a journal of a weekly reflection. How am I feeling this week? And then what went well? What do I need to let go of? What am I proud of? What do I need more of? And then once you do the alignment, what went well? How am I feeling? What do I need to let go of? What am I proud of? What do I need more of? And with each day of the week that you're doing this alignment with either one particular chakra or all of your chakras, Start to notice how you feel energetically. Start to be mindful of the things that somehow you just know. Start to be mindful of, is my heart more open? Am I more emotional? Am I more protected? Start to notice, are people listening to what I'm saying? Am I hearing what I'm saying and they're responding as if they understand? Start to notice if your confidence is up or if it's drawn back. Just working simply with these chakras can help you, oh, that was interesting, can help you connect to your energy. It can help you align with the divine and with yourself. And it can actually make you feel more like yourself again. Do you ever get kind of wonky and feel, I'm not sure how I feel, I just don't feel right? Well, do you feel sick? No, there's something bugging me. It's drawing back to when it changed. So when this psychic told me about a block that I had, and I'm like, I'm not blocked. Because if you say you're blocked, you're blocked. That's just my pet peeve. I'm not blocked. I might be on pause. Let's get it started again. Let's push start this baby. And I thought about what she said, and I thought about some of the things that she brought to mind, and I'm like, maybe I am on pause right there for a second. I need to release it and let it go. I need to cut that cord. I've been doing a lot of cord cutting here lately. But I need to cut this cord of this emotional, of this humanness that's around me so that I can walk better in the spiritual realm and be the person that I was meant to be. Remember me talking about some spiritualists who have been loud with certain things and shedding hate and disgrace about certain, it bothers me. It really bothers me. I pull away from those people. Your opinions are your opinions. And I respect your opinions. But when you shout them in hate, now we have a different situation. Let's check in with your throat chakra. Let's check in with your heart chakra. Do I agree with everything that's going on in the world today? Absolutely not. But you will never hear me say, I hate this person. Ever, 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 ever. And if you do, call me on the carpet about it. I may strongly dislike them. I may disagree with them. But I am always going to send them love and respect and admiration. Make sense? So, let's work on getting the chakras aligned so that you can get spiritually aligned, so that when you're in this earth school, right, and you're learning, you're mindful of, what's overactive? What's going on here with me? My third eye, oh my gosh, I'm having nightmares. I'm getting paranoid and I'm delusional about certain things. Maybe my third eye is overactive. Slow this puppy down. I tap it sometimes and say, woo. I'll visualize the eye opening. I'll visualize it spinning to the speed that is good for me. I call in for balance. I call in for love and adjustment and understanding. Each one of these chakras will give you love and balance and security and protection and understanding and increase your intuitiveness so that you can speak your truth. Isn't that what it's all about? I don't want to be like somebody else. I want to be me. And if you're not cool with me, that's fine. I'm not for everybody. Denise hears me say that 100 times a month. I am not for everybody, and that's cool. But I am not going to transform who I am to appease someone else. Chakras. I either explained this very well, and now you get it, or you're so confused that you're like, what the hell was she talking about? I will have something up on my blog that might be easier to read here in a little bit, probably by the end of the day, and there'll be an email that goes out. If you want to be a part of my email list, go to my website, join the newsletter list, or put your email address in the comments, or private message me, and we'll get you on that newsletter list. So, one last thing that I didn't talk about in the beginning when I'm talking about events. I am doing a women's retreat in Bethany Beach. And it is 10/10, 10/11, and 10/12. Okay, so October 10th, 11th, and 12th. You come in the 9th, you leave the 13th. We're going to talk about energy. We're going to talk about spirit. We're going to look at the mermaid and her transformation. We're going to do past life regressions. We're going to connect energetically. We're going to work with some spiritual tools. And it is a women's retreat because when powerful women get together, wonderful things happen. When we did the retreat in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee last year, it was amazing. It was the first retreat that I had facilitated. I was a little scared, let me tell you, but the people who came made it so easy. And I'm personally inviting you to go on the webpage, click on retreat, read about it, and join us in October. There's still a few, I don't even know, maybe 4 spaces that are still available, but it's going to sell out soon, so you want to get signed up. All right, guys. This is Evidential Medium Stacy Needenthal. This is Tuesday Talks at 10:30. Hey, also, tonight, I'm just full of commercials. Tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Central Time, the podcast, Connecting to Spirit, we're going to talk about Archangel Uriel. It's going to be cool. You want to be there. Be there or be square. So, like, share, subscribe. It's on YouTube. It's on Bold Brave Media. I will stream it on Facebook. It's on Amazon Music. You can find me. Connecting to Spirit. Like, share, subscribe. And I will see you tonight at 8 p.m. Until then, my friends, my family, my connections, I pray that you live the life you love and you love the life you live. If not, baby, you're the only one that can change it. Check in with your chakras. See what's happening. All right, I'll talk to you next week. Peace out. I love you. Stay weird. And I will talk to you next week. Tonight.